All right, so yesterday I was in New York City, right? And I was on the streets. There was a big festival, parade, some shit going on, and there were a bunch of floats. And I remember in particular a couple of floats. One was like an 18th century three-story Victorian style home, right? And it was on fire. And behind it was a fire brigade float. And it came up and put the fire out of the house float, right? And I was amazed by this because it was all simulated, right? It was like, how do they fucking do this? So I asked if I could do a ride along on the floats, and they said yes. So I got on the fire brigade float, and we went down the next corner, and I could see the smoke and shit billowing out of the house float, right? And just amazed at how they had simulate this without destruction to the house float. And I'm on the fire brigade float, and we get up to this house, and they fucking put out the fire, but the water was simulated too. It was not real water. I was in awe of the artistry, right? But racking my brain as to how they could fucking do this. I could not figure it out. But anyway, that little show was over, so I get off the float, and I'm standing on the corner trying to watch the rest of the floats go by when this fucking double-decker bus pulls up, and Vince Vaughn, the actor, is fucking driving the thing, and he's handing out chairs to fucking random people, asking them to set him out in the street. And I hear my name. At least I think he called my name, but I look up, and Vince Vaughn's hanging off the top of this double-decker bus with two chairs, and he says, grab these fucking things, right? So I did. I grabbed them, and I put them down in the street with the rest of them, and then he hands me a shit ton of like brochures, and he says, pass these out to the crowd, right? So I'm like, all right, Vince Vaughn, I'll do that. And I start walking around with these fucking brochures, but then I notice the street's littered with them, right? Nobody gives a fuck about these things. So I'm like, fuck it. I take the stack of brochures and I throw them in a fucking chair, right? So I go back to my spot in the corner, and fucking song and dance starts breaking out. Everybody starts doing this like line dancing, but there was like couples dancing and there were singles dancing, right? I happen to be single in this situation. I was by myself. So I started fucking dancing along and copying the moves of the single dancers, right? And I was fucking doing awesome, right? There were two songs. We got through the first song, and I'm still dancing for the second song, but I'm getting tired. And when that song ended, I'm like, fuck, thank God, I'm fucking sick of dancing alone like some fucking loser, right? And that's the last thing I remember. I woke up.